Hey guys, so in a world where we're more distracted than ever with world news at our fingertips and so many distractions, it's so important to stay focused, and it's becoming harder than ever to stay focused. So over the past many years of finding the best ways to help focus, these are my very favorite ways to stay focused on what matters every day. So number one is to make a list. The next day really starts the night before. So before you go to bed, write 3 to 5 main tasks that have to get done that day. This way, when you wake up the next morning, you're already ahead of the game, knowing exactly what you have to get done. So you can, instead of thinking about what you have to do, you can just go ahead and do them. Write these down in front of you. This is so critical because when you write it down in front of you, whether it's on a whiteboard or a piece of paper or a Post-it note, it holds accountability because every time you look at that list, you can remind yourself what you have to get done. You can't just write it down and put it somewhere else or have it in your head. No, you have to write it down, you have to see it. Because when you see it, then you can actually remind yourself what you have to get done. So write down 3 to 5 main tasks that have to get done. And the first thing is really the highlight. The one thing that has to get done that day. So I learned this in a book called Make Time by Jake Knapp and John Zudatsky. They were ex-Googlers and they had this system of finding out the best way to focus on what matters every day. And essentially the book is about having a highlight, the one thing that has to get done that day, and then laser focusing on that thing, whether it's through exercise, through other techniques like we'll talk about in the video, and then finally reflecting on the day. What did I get done? What can I do to improve for tomorrow's day? And another technique you can do is, I can't go to bed until this one thing is done. Next is mindfulness. Now this is not just another plug for mindful thinking or being mindful, really practicing mindfulness. In other words, noticing when the mind is distracted on another task, whether it's thoughts or thinking or distraction. The better you get at noticing when the mind wanders off, the better you can say, oh yeah, thinking. Oh yeah, distracted. And then you can bring the attention back to the body, back to the breath, and back to the task at hand. And the more you do it, the better you'll get at it, at noticing those distractions. So it's not just distractions that go on while meditating, it's also distractions that happen every part of the day. The pomodoro technique or tomato timer is to set a timer, an interval of 25 minutes of focusing, along with a 5-minute break. And these happen in sequence. It's an excellent way to focus, but a lot of people have heard about the pomodoro technique and they tried it and then they went back to working. But I found the best way of using it is by using it with another Google Chrome browser extension. Now this is a browser extension and it's on most of the available browsers online. And it is such a powerful tool. It's a powerhouse for focusing, really. And there's a nice background image. There's the time, weather, inspirational quotes, focus music, pomodoro timer, saved bookmarks, and there's even a website blocker and focus sounds. So it's a really powerful tool. I really recommend checking it out. And in there, I use the pomodoro timer. So you press next to the little time, click on that, and then it swaps to your pomodoro timer. So what I do is underneath the pomodoro timer, I can write down what is one specific thing that I am focusing on right now. So I can write that down and then I'll press start timer and boom, I'll get prompted. I'll say, I'm doing this right now. And then you can just go laser focus on focusing on that one thing. I play that along with focus music. Now, focus music is something that also I've tried a lot of different ways. Listening to my favorite songs, classical music, I tried it all. You're gonna wanna make focus playlists with your favorite focus music. But they're not just random songs that go on ad infinitum. You're gonna wanna make the playlist about 25 minutes long of the actual focus music that you like. And then after those 25 playing minutes are up, you'll have a key song that will be your break song. I like to do like a fun, it could be like a dance song or dance music, something that is noticeably different than your main focus music. So let's say you're listening to movie soundtracks as your focus music, and your final song will be, I want to dance with somebody. Something that's really different that signals to your brain saying that focus session is up, time to get up and take a break.
Hey guys, Future Gabe here. I realized I forgot a critical point. You cannot listen to music that has words in them that you understand. When you listen to songs that have words that you understand, your brain is constantly trying to decipher and interpret those words. So you're constantly losing RAM that you really should be focusing on your actual work. So it has to be a soundtrack, classical music, or even French jazz, for example. Anything that you don't understand, you can use that.
So I'll share my Spotify playlist that I've been adapting for years in the description below. I have about 4 of them for focusing, creative focusing, ultra focusing, for when I'm in a hyper focus session. And I found those really work for me. And I've come to adapt to them, and my brain has listened to this song so many times that now when I listen to that song, my brain automatically gets into that mode. And music is a really powerful tool. Side point that when you listen to music, when you're working out or certain key songs, the more you associate these focus songs with focusing, the stronger you'll have an association with, and the better they'll get your brain into that specific flow. I've read that people have a focus music when they listen to email, link that down below also. And you can listen to different musics for different states. A focusing of working out, going to the store for shopping, and it'll help your brain get into that state at a much faster rate. So I'll start the pomodoro timer, and then I'll play the music for my focus music at the same time. So this way those two things are in sync. And then once the 25 minutes are up and my break song goes off, that will signal to me to get up from my chair, take a break, do some pull-ups, do some push-ups, and that will allow me to recharge me and to refocus on the task at hand. So this way, when you get back down from your break, walk around, rest your eyes a little bit, grab a snack. Once you sit back down, then you can start another focus session, back to the beginning of your focus playlist, and start the pomodoro timer again, and focus on a new task, whether it's the same task, doing that same thing again, continuing the task, or doing a new task. That will constantly allow your brain to reset and to refocus. You might not have used flashcards since you were in school, but get out a deck of flashcards, or it can even be a post-it note or a whiteboard or a piece of paper or a notepad, and to write down every time you notice that your mind gets distracted. Whether, let's say you're working and all of a sudden you want to say, oh, I want to check on Amazon for new skateboards or whatever. So you can say, oh yeah, notice distraction, write it down, look at purple skateboards on Amazon, done. And then you can write that on the distraction list, or I call it my ID list, and then you can check back to that later during your break. Once you write it down, then it releases that tension of wanting to look into that. Write that down and do it later, and then shift your attention back to focusing on the task at hand. Next is probably the most obvious thing, is to turn your phone on silent, turn off vibrations, and put the phone in a place out of arm's length, across the room, in a distraction-free place. And put it on Do Not Disturb, so if you have a Mac, it will sync with your computer to also not give you text message notifications or other notifications while you're working. This is so critical. I don't know how many people know this but don't actually do this. There have been many studies to show that even if you have your phone in your line of sight, you are still not 100% focused because your brain has so much attention and focus on your phone, and you associate your phone with everything you have to do with everything on the phone. So get it out of sight, put under some blankets, across the room, and just say goodbye to the phone for the day, or at least until your lunch break. I promise you, your phone or your notifications will not go anywhere. If you have a specific call or people that need to reach you during that time, you can make a new focus mode on iPhone to allow certain people or contacts to call you during that focus mode. This is such an important note for people who need this feature, to say, oh, I only want my boss calling me during this focus session. So you can say, tap on work mode, allow only boss, and you can get back to focusing. Opening your Amazon packages at the end of the day. So it's better to wait till the end of the day to open your parcels or your mail or any prizes that might have come in the mail. What you're doing is you're saying no to impulse brain and to monkey mind, and you are saying that you're the boss, and you can delay those distractions and those packages for later. Before dinner, after dinner, when you have that break period, you can reward yourself for focusing during the day with opening your packages. So all of a sudden it turns it from a distraction impulse to a reward to look forward to at the end of the day, saying, oh, I'm looking forward to this, and then at the end of the day, I get to open my Amazon package and I could reward myself with that new thing and with delaying gratification for the end of the day. So it's a win-win. So that's my list. If you found any of these tips helpful or useful, please give this video a like. I really appreciate it. It does help the YouTube algorithm. And I do have a lot more focus tips that I have coming in store, so stay subscribed for that. I want to hear from you. Comment down below what ways do you find that helps you focus in the description below. Do you use any of the techniques or tools that I mentioned in the video? I'd love to hear them, love to hear your thoughts. And thanks so much, and catch you guys in the next one.